What's up, guys? Flamesaber here, and we are back with another list of tiers. I'm actually kind of running out of ideas, so this might be the last time I might be doing a list of tiers, but at least you know what stuff I like and whatnot. But it was pretty fun, though, me giving out my list of tiers and my opinions, but which again, keep in mind, this is my opinion and my opinion alone. I'm pretty sure you got your own different viewings of what you like and whatnot, but this is my opinion only. My opinion. But let's get started. And first up is the Tales series characters that I've never done yet. Oh yeah, I forgot to add another row. Add another row. Oh my, screw you. Oh my. Yeah, this one is the go away, screw you. Go away, screw you. But anywho, let's get started, shall we? And first up is my man Chris. You know where you're going, Chris. Because history in the making for you, Chris, is. History in the making for you, Chris, is you are the only character, and I mean the only character that can use Chaos Blade. Nobody can use Chaos Blade. And you want some proof? I'll show you some proof. Here, I'll show you some proof right here and now. See, there's the Art Chaos Blade. Well, Tales of Rays. I don't think it really counts because that's a phone app. It's not really a important game, really. But it's just a phone app. It's not really completely important, really, and whatnot. But mainly Crest. But mainly Crest. Chaos Blade here. Chaos Blade, Chaos. It's Crest, 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 and mostly Crest. I'm not sure if you can actually see well, but if you can't see well, then I apologize. I wish I could just maybe zoom it in and whatnot. But this is the best you're gonna get. But yeah, Crest is the only character that can pretty much use Chaos Blade. And that's the history for you, Crest. Chaos Blade. Mint, our classic healer. And you are definitely the only character that can use. I think you're the only playable character that can use Time Stop. Let me let me see. Let me see who can use Time Stop. I don't think anyone can use Time Stop. Can they? If so, then you are definitely the only character that can use Time Stop. Or Stop Flow. I don't think that's the same thing or something. Well, I guess that's their. Oh, there it is right there. Time Stop. There it is. Who can use Time Stop around here? In the important Tale series. Well, I mean, playable. How about that? Playable in the original titles. And looks like Min's the only playable character that can use Time Stop. There's enemies that can use Time Stop. I know that much. is kind of the only playable character that can use time stop. Except for maybe Nakiri Dungeon, the priestess costume, but mostly Mint. And you're cool, man. I'll give you an A. Chester. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, Chester. I do like having you. You actually have a good character, and you have. Both you and Chris have been through a lot. Oh, yeah, keep in mind for spoilers, too. If you don't want to hear this, because there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers or anything like that, do not watch it. But anywho, Chester, both you and Cress have been through a lot of heck, man. Especially when your village got invaded. You both went through a lot of heck here. But, and I seriously don't mind having you around. For like extra fighting purposes and whatnot, and not have to deal with long summon animations and whatnot. So I really don't mind you. So I'll give you a B. Archie, get up here. You know I love you, Archie. I really, really love your demeanor too as well. Especially in history in the making for you is when you got turned to stone. You actually used a word that you cannot say on television or on a game. We was like, you freaking witch. I was like, whoa, Archie. Dang, lady. But you're definitely in the S tier for me. Alright, Clarf. You are a really good summoner, especially a much better summoner than a certain one, which we will get to soon. And you can use your summons immediately. But the thing is, with your summons, though, once we even get a little further in and whatnot, the summoning animations do take longer. Which the YouTuber David Vink, or David Vincent on YouTube, made his point on that, and I can agree on that. Yeah, David Vincent is a YouTuber, although I just know his work. That's it. I just know his work and watch his stuff, but he's pretty cool. But anyhow, he made a point on that, and with the summoning animations taking too long and whatnot, I'd be like, oh, come on, man. I want to play the freaking game. Stop taking too long. But I don't mind. But me personally, I don't really mind you, so I'll put you in B as well. Suzu, you are fast and quick, my friend. And I mean fast and quick. You are really good. But unfortunately, if we could have you early in the game and whatnot, you would have definitely gotten an S. But since we can't have you until endgame, I'll have to give you an A. I really wish we could have you earlier though in the future, because while we are in the future and whatnot, we can find you, but we can't find you until no endgame. So I have to give you an A. I'm sorry, girl. I don't know you much. I've played as you a little bit, but I still don't know you much, so I'm afraid I can't add you to the list. DOS. The party did make their point though. We don't really know much about you, but you're just evil. You did a lot of bad things, and we fought you in the past, present, and future. Like, we probably must fight you too many times. Like, we fight you in the past, we fight you in the present, and we fight you in the future 3 times. So we kind of fought you like 5 times. But yeah, we don't really know much about you, unfortunately. You're just evil and you got sealed away before, and then they released you, and then you kind of just turned against the people that released you and whatnot and just went evil again. So, but for you, for your classical evil, not bad. I'll give you a C. Unfortunately, I never played Destiny or Legendia or Eternia, unfortunately, so I don't really know y'all much. So I'm afraid I'll have to skip y'all. Alright, Lloyd. My boy Lloyd. I kind of could relate to you, Lloyd, because especially when it comes to schooling stuff, we're both idiots. Especially how I avoid school and whatnot. How I avoid school and whatnot. And saying that studying can be for chumps and whatnot. Even you were kind of me when I was younger. And I did like using you and whatnot, so I'll give you an S, buddy. Oh, Colette, main heroine. You had your moment while we were in Silverant, even though the journey was a lie and whatnot. And we fixed you up. And once we fixed you up, then it was on to another character that we have to do. And we kind of have to fix you up twice, actually. We fixed up your soul, and then after we destroyed the Cecilia Human Ranch, now you were slowly turning into an X-Sphere. But for me to use you in battle and whatnot, I don't really go to you much, unfortunately, in battle. I really, I wouldn't really look to you much, really. The only thing I would look to you is your holy song, and you're not too useful against Yggdrasil or Mythos. So, unfortunately, I'll have to give you, for your character, you do have determination, whatnot. So, for you, Colette, I'll give you C. Genus! In my opinion, Genus, you're like the Vivi in the group, except that Vivi didn't overstay his welcome. You were useful in the beginning, especially against the seal bosses and whatnot, but by the time you get to Tethayala, we kind of don't need you anymore. I do like how you can combo with Prism Stars and get a lot of combos and whatnot too. And certain of your arts are a little fun to use. I have them use like Flame Lance, Aqua Laser, Air Blade, and whatnot. I do have him use that, and he used Absolute and plus good powerful spells. I will say that you do have a nice good spell, Meteor Storm. You do have that, and I like it, but it's just not a character I don't really usually would go to too much. So, Genus, I will have to give you. You're okay. So I'll still give you a C. Kratos. What am I going to do with you, my man, my dude? You were here with us for as an edge lord. You were kind of the edge lord here, even though you betrayed us, and we don't get you back until near the end. Like, what the heck? And especially for your motives and whatnot, what your plan was. I cannot believe you thought of this entire time. I couldn't believe this. And you are already prepared. So I'll give you a B. Rain. As much as I don't do teacher X student and whatnot, you have grown to be a very, very good asset to us. You really have, especially with your acuteness and field barrier combo to give us both extra power and good defenses. And nice revitalize too, and your mystic arts really useful. I will not lie to you, and even though I don't like Tales of Symphonia 2, your burst movement is very useful. That heals everybody at once. So you're still as overpowering as ever. So for that, Rain, I'll give you S because you are overpowering. You are a great asset to us. You really are. Sheena, right where I was about to go to you. Sheena, your main role is just debuff enemies. That's what your main job is, just to debuff enemies, and the worse it, to make things worse, the only way you can actually summon your spirits is by being an over limit. Unless you have the personal and eternal X skill ability, that's how you can go. That's the only way you can actually possibly go to over limit quickly. But it's still not good. And I don't and like Randall says from Cat Dog, I don't love it. The only thing I do love is your cooking. That's the only thing you can do. And I will love that. But your summoning and your battling skills, and the fact that we are forced to use you a lot during the summon spirit battles, your battling style, I don't love it. But you do. So, but for your cooking, it is useful. Especially when you make curry and miso stew, which is the top good cooking recipes. But for your character, not bad. So I will give you a C. And you know what? I'll give you a D. Zelos. You. Oh, Zelos. What do I could possibly think of you? Especially when you actually did a betray move as well, too, as well. What am I to really do with you, my friend? Even though you are like definitely a Kratos replacement. He's just basically a Kratos replacement. So I will give you a B. Berseria, get yourself up to S. Cause I totally like your demeanor. Although you did start out like a zombie and whatnot, and you kind of lost yourself when you got tricked and whatnot. But after we fixed you up, I actually did like your mannerisms and whatnot too. And you were definitely the MPV for me when I was playing Tales of Symphonia 2 using your Crimson Devastation, which I felt that did a lot of damage. But overall, I definitely liked your character. So you are in the S tier for me. Well done. Regal, in the GameCube version, well, I liked your character, but your battling style in the GameCube version, I seriously felt bad for you, man. I really did, because I definitely liked your character, man. But once the remaster came out, now you're turning things around, man, and I definitely like having you on the field. Although both you and Sheena did overstay your welcome in Dawn of the New World, and I didn't really like you much in Dawn of the New Worlds because the stuff that you're forced to have is the Sky combo and the Sky art and whatnot. Like, you're forced to have that. I didn't like you in Dawn of the New World, but the original, I definitely did. But your character is still stellar and spot on. So I'll give you an A, buddy. Because I do like your character. I did feel bad for you in the GameCube version. I really did. Alright, Mythos. Like, Mythos, I guess you really have been through a lot. Like, I can understand your pain and how you're feeling. Especially when you lost Martel and all. But, however, though, Mythos, you couldn't listen to your own sister when she told you what you're doing is wrong. If only you could listen. You did succeed, however, in making Colette Martel's vessel, though, even though it backfired, but you still succeeded. I'll give you that. So, for your effort, for you succeeding your plans and whatnot, I'll give you a B. Because you succeeded, at least. You just, you're kind of like the same guy. Because you're kind of both Mythos, so you're the same thing. Because Mythos is last name is Udrasiel. Ewan, you were chasing Lloyd, you were chasing Lloyd and whatnot. But then after we got the Riards, now you all of a sudden want to ally with us, which you have proven to be an ally. You did help us out, and I definitely did like your double-edged sword. I really did. It actually looked pretty cool, and the battle was kind of fun. But yeah, I'll give you an A. Not bad. Boda, the way you died was just really weird. I don't think I have ever seen a character die by drowning. Really, I have never ever seen anything like this before. It's like, what in the world, my dude? Like, I don't really know what to say for you, man. You were like the perfect You were like the perfect ally for Ewan, though. But I kind of wish you kind of did stayed around more. But unfortunately, you just had to die just by drowning, which was just weird. If you were around more, I would have definitely given you a higher tier. But since you weren't, I'm afraid I'll have to give you a C. You were, know what? I'll have to give you a D because if you were around more, I would have definitely given you a high tier. So I'm afraid I'll have to give you a D. Martel. Or I guess which other Martel? You did tell Mythos off and whatnot. And or whichever Martel there is. So I'll give you B. Because you're not bad. Bro Nemo, go away. Celeste, I don't really know you much, so I can't really give you a ranking. Emil! You couldn't really do your battles without Ratatosk mode most of the time. You really couldn't. But then you finally start getting your butt in there until endgame. I really wish you could have gotten yourself in there like that, like Richter told you, like during Richter's side quest. He told you you're using Ratatosk. Fight with honor. And he's right about he's not wrong about that. He really isn't. So I'll give you C. Ratosk, you get yourself up there, man. I totally liked your mannerisms, man. I really did. Marta, go away. You are annoying. I do not like you, especially the way you're always getting on a mail like that all the time, and you just met the guy. We can be, and when you actually went along with them saying we can be friends, or maybe be even more than. Oh my god, you just really annoy me, and I can't stand you. Tenebrae, you're actually kind of funny. You actually do kind of crack jokes, and I definitely did like your mannerisms. You're all right. You're all right. I'll give you a B. You're all right, Tenebrae. Richter, you're pretty cool as well. I'll give you A because I kind of feel bad for you, man. Yeah, I really did, especially what you're going through, what you want and whatnot, and for your motives. Like you thought that Commander Brute was the main guy, but it was Richter who was in charge around here. Alice. Oh boy, Alice. I can understand what you're going through. Like the only reason why you became a sadist is because in Haima you've been bullied a lot because you are a half elf. And Richter, he has been through a lot of heck too because he was a half elf as well, and there were a lot of bigotry in Tales of Symphonia because of people being half elves and whatnot. And in Tethayala, in the beginning of Symphonia, half elves are treated like trash. And Silverot, not too bad because we did meet some half elf. We did meet a half elf before, but half elves are really going through a lot of heck. Oh yeah, and Archie, she too is a half elf as well. But yeah, but Alice though, you've really have been through a lot of heck here, but unfortunately, I don't like either you two really. But I can understand what you're going through and whatnot and what happened. So the best I'm gonna give you to is a D. Settle. I don't really know Tales of Rebirth, so I can't really say much. All right, Tales of Legendia. Boy, oh boy, Settle. You were one headstrong character. You're a headstrong character, all right, and I think in the history of making Sentinel that you are the first fist character around, and you're the only character that can throw too. And who knew that you were one of Baklov's soldiers? Like I can almost wonder how old were you when you were one of his soldiers? Because you knew Shirley and her sister Stella when you were kids. And for the fact that Stella already knew and whatnot, like that really confused me. And for the fact of what you're going, ah man, Seno, I seriously don't know what to say about you, man. I really don't. And when you did, and then when they first met you, you did kind of did had a selfish attitude, especially when after you got Shirley back, you just blatantly just took both of you just blatantly just took off, and Will and Chloe gave you the cold shoulder after what you just did. But what can I really say about you, Settle? Really, I honestly don't know what to feel about you. I guess I'll give you a C. Shirley, you're annoying. Go away. Annoying. I especially when you've been kidnapped a lot, and for the fact that, hey, we saved your life, now you want to go all evil on us, all because Seno just put you in the friend zone. And then, and I almost thought Seno was gonna go up and say, "I love you," but instead, what it took is saying, "I trust you." No, duh, he trusts you because you knew each other. But, however, Shirley, no thanks. Chloe, I definitely did like your character, and I definitely did like your character, and you have good maturity as well. Because when you actually met up with your killer again, I did like your maturity and how you let it go. I really did, because you figured out why Stingle had did this, because he did had I think it was her daughter or sister, I think, that that was sick and whatnot, and she was dying. Kind of like with the Sandman and Spider-Man 3 of what he did, what happened there and whatnot, and his daughter was dying and whatnot. So it kind of reminded me of that. But but you did have maturity, Chloe, and you did ultimately forgave him. It takes a lot of guts for you to do something like it takes a lot of guts to let go of revenge. It really does. So for that, I'll give you an A. Will, you are actually a cool mentor, even for Norma to give you the nickname Teach. You're actually pretty cool. Not bad. I'll give you B. Nah, A. You're actually pretty cool. Norma, you are like the lady of nicknames and whatnot. Even though you do have your little tantrum moments and whatnot, but I did like. Wait, what was that? I thought I heard something. But anyhow, I did like your little hilarious moments and whatnot, especially one of the victory quotes when Seno and Chloe were posing and whatnot, saying that you two look so cute together. And I liked how both Seno and Chloe said, "Shut up, Norma." That was funny. That was really funny. So I'll give you B for your comic relief. Moses! You were actually used quite the unique weapons to use throwing spears and whatnot. And I definitely did like your Savage Strike, which is really interesting. You just simply just throw your spear underground and just comes up, which I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. But it looks cool. I say it looks pretty. Even though when we first met you, you did cause us trouble, but hey, you're not bad, Moses. So I'll give you B. Jay, you're alright. Yeah, he's okay and whatnot. I do like how he can just straight up give you the answers and whatnot by just solving that sorcerer's ring thing. When if you can't really do it, he says, "Would you like me to do it?" And then pretty much, I don't think you actually get anything out of it, and I do like that. But you're all right. So I'll give you a C. Rune, worst character to have. Go away. Baklov, I don't really know you much, really. Unfortunately, I don't know you. So I can't really say much. You, Walter, you are so annoying. Get out of here. Always with the, you awareness to this, you awareness to that. Oh my god, you're such a freaking annoying bigot. Holy smokes, dude. Shut up. We Get it already. Holy crackers, man. I cannot stand you. So he's on the screw you. Go away. Moving on to Tales of the Abyss. Alright, Tales of the Abyss. My friends. Alright, Tales of the Abyss. I don't even know why they have long hair Luke and short hair Luke, really, because they're both the same thing. Because he did realize the error, because this Luke here, he did realize the errors and whatnot and pointed out how nasty he was back then and whatnot. But for you, Luke, you are powerful, but you are slow. But I totally don't mind using you though, because you're actually pretty cool, good to use and whatnot. So I'll give you A. Dear, you're actually a pretty good healer. Like at first, I didn't really like your little cold demeanor and whatnot too, but at least you bounce back quickly. You did bounce back by apologizing to Lou, saying that she has been unkind and whatnot. So you did admit that, and the way you gave Luke a fair treatment and whatnot, and you were willing to give Luke another chance to show how much he's changed, and you did. So and whatnot. So you were all right, not bad. I'll give you a B. Jade, I really like your cheeky attitude, man. Especially, even though you're somewhat the brains of the group, I really like the fact how you just gotta go tell Luke, well, behind your own back. You didn't look him in the eye, but you didn't look him in the eye, but you did say, "I hate teaching. I don't take apprentices, and I don't import knowledge." So, but wow, Jade. And you don't like explaining stuff too as well, and how you have guide to do it. Like, and the most gutsy thing you did was when we asked King, well, at the Luke's mansion, you did when you have the option to pick Jade. Jade will be like it's saying, "No, I will not cook," and then Luke just cooks instead. Which is pretty hilarious. You just don't do it at all. So you actually have quite the funny content, especially you're a naughty boy telling lies like that. I like you. I like the funny content. I really do. So I'll give you an A. Ennis, you were you were pretty clever to actually. I did not really think this entire time you were really spying on us. But I really do get why you were doing this. And I cannot believe it with all the and I don't even know how were you able to report everything. Like you barely left our site. How were you able to do that? I don't think we even told how to do it and whatnot. But how were you able to do that to make all your reports to Mose? Even though it was all on Mose and whatnot, and your father Dick kind of got you in a mess, and then Mose bailed him out and got him into a debt, which turned Annis into a 13-year-old gold digger. But now, after we killed Mose, you're a free lady. You're free. You're no longer in debt with him. But I really don't mind having you around and whatnot. I really don't. I don't mind having you, Annis. I really don't. So I'll give you B. Guy, get your butt up here. S tier, man. You're fast. You're fast, and I like the fact how you did came back for Luke. Well, replica Luke, because you were partially responsible for how replica Luke is. But and you do show what a true friend you are, even you getting the title true friend. So even though his reasoning to why for his phobia to women was pretty sad to why he's afraid of women or why you have a phobia towards him. But hey, he still has great character. All right, Natalia. I'm sorry, lady, but you kind of are worst character to have. You really are. I like your determination to how you managed to, convince your father to. But I did like your revive. The only useful thing you have is revive. That's the only thing you got. And that's the only move that can create a field of phonon. That's it. But other than that, that's the only thing you got, yeah. So I'm afraid you're on the go away list. Ash. I can understand your pain and whatnot and not wanting to, get friendly with Luke, the real Luke, because he kind of did. Well, I can't really say too much because Van is the one that puts you through that hell. He puts you through a lot of hell by just kidnapping you, used Farmer Cree on you, and replaced you with Luke. And replaced you with Replica Luke. And you having to change your name to Ash. So you have been through a lot of heck, man. You really have. And for the fact that you're 1 to 6 God General, but you're trying to, help things, because I get your resentment to Van because, like I said, he's the one who kidnapped you, not Replica Luke. So I'll give you A, because you're kind of are even and whatnot. Because this Luke wants to change, and I guess he just wants payback towards Van. Ion. Boy, oh boy, Ion, when I first saw you, I really thought that you were a girl. And I bet a lot of people will mistake that you are a girl, but you are actually a dude. Oh boy. But you're alright. I did feel bad for you when you died, though. I really did. So I'll give you C. Man, you are a big douchebag. You are a douchebag, man. Like for what you've done and whatnot. So man, I'm afraid that I can't. You're just a douche, man. Like you were ambitious, I'll give you that, but you were a douche, man. A big fat douche. So I'm afraid you're on the go away list. Sink the Tempest, get up here. Even though you're a replica of Ion and whatnot, I definitely like your mannerisms. Logretta, you go away too. Like, main thing I liked about Think was, especially with when you're on the Tartarus and whatnot, and even though you think you're trash and whatnot too, but Think, the way you're developed and whatnot, you're definitely one of the top favorite villains. You definitely were. I definitely like you, Sync. Largo. I say that what's from your background, especially from your background, Largo, especially when you were bodocked and whatnot, and regarding about Natalia or Meryl, because that is Natalia's real name, Meryl. You're all right. I'll give you. Where are you? I'll give you C. Arietta, you have been through a lot too, even though you're annoying with the whole "I hate you. You killed mommy this. You killed mommy that." Dude, I think your main target is lady or little girl. Your main target is Jade. He is the one that mainly killed your mother because Luke and Tyr couldn't even put a dent in that liger until Jade showed up. So Jade was mainly the one who killed that liger. And I can see why you also resent Annis because when the real Ion died, because Ion, this, and Sync, they're both Ions, they're replicas, and the real Ion was did die from sickness. And the only reason why Arietta got relief from her duty as Foamaster Guard is because I think they heard that. Well, I Arietta loved the original Ion, and if she found out that the original Ion is dead, then she would have killed herself, according to Largo. But I do feel bad for you. I really did. So I'll give you C. Dist, you get out of here, boy. Nebulum, I don't really know you much because we only see you as a bonus boss. And Tales of Hearts, I don't know Tales of Hearts unfortunately, so we'll have to skip that one. All right, Tales of Vesperia. Yuri Lowell, you are definitely one of the fan favorites. I like your cheeky attitude though. I really do. But yeah, I like your cheeky attitude. And your combos and whatnot, pretty good as well. So for that, Yuri, I don't mind having you and whatnot, even though Vesperia is C tier for me. I'll give you B because I did like your cheeky attitude. Estelle, you are definitely a nice, good asset with your healing and whatnot, and especially we can actually combo too. I don't mind having you, really. I really don't. And for you to learn about the world and whatnot, and I definitely did like your creative thinking of making names. Like you made the guild name Brave Vesperia, and what's the meaning of it, and our final village, Arnian. I like your creative thinking on names. I really did. So you're not bad. Give you A. Flynn, I definitely enjoy controlling you and whatnot. And you were actually fair and legit. Flynn is fair and legit. So I'll give you A, because I do enjoy controlling you a lot. Whenever I have Flynn, I will control him at every opportunity I had in the definitive edition, because he has Demon Fang, Sonic Thrust, Tiger Blade, and Sword Rain and whatnot. He was pretty simple, although a little slow, but I do like controlling Flynn. Repeat. Think you're like the first ever character that is actually an animal and whatnot. I don't think I know any others besides anything else, but you're actually the first playable animal, and you're actually a good faithful dog. So you get a D. Carol, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, Carol. A lot of people really, really poop on you, and they really hate you so much. Even though you can work with others and whatnot too, and combo and hit people with heavy attacks. And I can see why people will actually, have your little solo moment. But Carol, however, though, a lot of people just don't like you. They really hate you. But me personally, I don't mind you and whatnot. But you're not really someone that I would actually go to and whatnot. So you're definitely a character I wouldn't go to really or look to you. But I'll give you D. I don't want to put you on the go away list, but you do have effort. So I'll give you D. Rita, our favorite Sundari mage. And overpowering in the group, too. Rita. Even though I don't control her really, honestly, though, because like I said, Vesperia is definitely not a game I would definitely want to go to and whatnot. But you do show good overpowering assets, though. But I never really played as you and whatnot, and most of the time, Rita, you are kind of pretty Sunday. Oh man, Rita. But you are overpowering, though. I will admit that. But, oh man, Rita. Honestly, but me personally, what am I going to do with you? Like, really, Rita, what am I going to do with you? But you're pretty good in my book, I suppose. And for your character, and you're kind of like the brains around here for your Sunday demeanor, so I'll give you A. Sure, we'll go with that. Raven. Raven, Raven, Raven. You are a funny old man, alright. You're one funny old dude. And especially another archer, too, as well. A better archer than any other. And you can actually battle close range, too, as well, whenever you're close by, which is useful. So I'll give you B. Judith, I like your character. I really do, but you're morely a solo fighter. You're morely a solo fighter. Because the only thing you need to do is just go over limit, and that is it. You just get the enemy in the air, you don't really need anybody. But you as an AI, not that great. So I'll give you C. Patty, you are like a gambling fighter. And you kind of do know what you're doing and such, but I wouldn't really go to you much, so you get a C as well. Duke, the only reason why you have your hatred towards human because, like Flynn said in his conversation with him, a dear friend was taken from him, sparking your hatred towards humans. But but you are definitely like the edge lord villain, though. I was, to me, in my opinion, you're kind of like the edge lord villain to me. So I'll give you A. Not bad. Alexei, you were like we actually thought that you were actually like the commandant around here, but you actually did make your plan with Raven or Swan to plot to kidnap Estelle, who's the child of the full moon, and not bad, not bad too as well. especially when you were pretty ambitious. You're not as you're not a douchebag like Van is. You actually weren't as douchey as Van was, honestly. So you're not on the go away list. So I'll give you A. You're not bad. You, however, you go away. You and your little like German accent thing. You said, "Ooh yeah." Nah, I am not really a fan of you. I am sorry. Unfortunately, I can't really say much for you three. You're just pure evil, and I can't really say much for you three, even though you did kick out Carol for good reasons. You did have good reason to kick out Carol because he's not really bright and whatnot, but I can't really say much about you three. I really can't. Alright, Tales of Hearts. Core or Shing. You're actually not bad. You're not bad, Shing. Alright, Kohaku. When we first met you, well, you did lose your emotions and whatnot, but you really have came a long way. You really have. Especially when we restored you and whatnot too. You're pretty good, so I'll give you A. Hisui. You might hate me for saying this. You might really do. But I almost felt the way how protective he is of his sister and whatnot, and why he hates Cora and whatnot too. I feel that he's kind of like the Steiner in the group from Final Fantasy IX. The way he acts and whatnot. If you hate me for this, then I can't blame you, but this is my opinion though. But I did like your arrows, like the way you go around shooting them like you're shooting a gun and whatnot too. That looked pretty cool, I'll admit. But I'll give you C though, because you're kind of like the Snyder group. You, but you're okay. Barrow, you're actually pretty cool as well, fighting with your paintbrush and all, and being the magic user. You're actually all right. But actually, yeah, I'll give you a B, Barrow. You're actually all right. You're not bad. Cool Sight. I think you're like the first android character I've ever seen. Playable android. And you're actually pretty cool, and I like your mannerisms too as well. You're alright. And especially the way you fight too as well, using multiple swords and whatnot. So you're actually pretty cool. I'll give you A. Ines, main reason why you gave, well, you were fair and legit and whatnot, but however, you're not really a character I would definitely go to. I don't really care about you too much. So, but your least are not on a go away list, so I'll give you D. Goal, he's actually a pretty cool guy. He really is. I'll give you A. He's actually pretty cool, and the fact that he got the Malik costume and whatnot, that's legit too as well, because he lost his wife and daughter. Especially losing his wife, and I liked how he says that Kohaku kind of reminds him of his daughter and whatnot, and I actually liked how he just blatantly just knocks out Kohaku just to get across the bridge. And then he just suddenly just joins our party just like that. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You can come with us, even though you just knocked out Kohaku. Sure. But overall, like, you're actually a good guy. You're a good guy. Chalcedony. I actually like your name pronunciation. I really did. And the fact that you fight with wings, even though Colette is also another character like that, but you are actually more fun than that. You're actually more fun than that, so I'll give you A as well. You're not bad. Okay, and you two. I can't really say much about you, even though you were resting inside Kohaku and you were inside Core or Shing. So unfortunately, I can't say much about ya. So next, Tales of Graces, Asbel. Like my brother did say about Asbel, he was kind of a loser in the beginning, and always, and he was kind of a loser in the beginning. Like when he left home, when he ran away from home, didn't really respond to a letter to prevent his father from being KIA and whatnot. And you had to do a lot of things to make up for as well. And you did redeem yourself. Even though you're battling, even though in battle and whatnot, you're good. But for character wise, man, dude, you really had long ways to go and whatnot too. And I actually do agree. So unfortunately for you, Asbel, I'll give you C. You did try. You really did. Even though you did redeem yourself, but you did try. Sophie, you there? You're actually you actually were mysterious to us. You were, and you are fast as well. And for your character, you really have came a long way, especially in the bonus story too. You really have come a long way, kid. So for that, I'll give you a B. You've came a long way. Sharia, you are like the Katara in the group, and you are definitely annoying. I want to say go away, screw you, but you do have healing AOE. I will give you that much. But you is kind of pretty annoying too, especially when you also make it painfully obvious that you like Asbel. But however, though, you were still pretty annoying. So I'll give you D. You were almost on the go away list, but you do have AOE. And you have your little time stop excel ability, which stops all time. I'll give you that. So the best I'm going to give you is a D. Hubert, I enjoy controlling you, man. And you are actually really fast. I enjoy controlling you. You get an S. And especially like the way how you get on Asbel sometimes, and you actually say brother to him as well, even with your serious demeanor. You did show some bigotry, but however, though, the bigotry was fair because Fendel is an enemy territory, and that is fair. You know what? Not S, A. So yeah, you were fair. Malik, however, you are cool, man. He's cool. So yeah, Malik, yeah, you know what? You get an S because you're definitely like the more cool guys. Especially if we, you're a mage user and whatnot, but he's cool. He's just so cool. Like, how can almost anybody hate that guy? How can you hate him? Pascal, I can totally relate to you, especially how messy you can be and how messy I can be sometimes too and whatnot. The whole bath thing, though, okay, that's a little too far, lady. But I can still relate to that, and you were actually quite the brains around here. So I'll give you A. Richard, we don't really know you much because you actually leave the party by the time we take down your uncle. But you were all right though, especially with your special abilities and shooting star and whatnot. You're all right, so I'll give you B. And you were also the big boss too, as well. And as for the bad guys, though, oh yeah, Poisson. Poisson is cool. I like Poisson. She's innocent, and for a little girl that's gonna be someday the overseer and whatnot, and you go around saying the over and you'll go around telling Kurt off saying the overseer said this, the overseer said that, the over and I cannot believe that Kurt is going around taking orders or being scared of the overseer by a little girl and whatnot. And you are actually quite the fighter too as well. I will totally give you that and whatnot. And man, for a little girl, you're pretty darn tough. I'll give you that. So I'll give you S. Not bad, Poisson. Not bad. Fourier, you're okay, but unfortunately, I don't really know you much, and you're definitely mainly useful for biology and whatnot, but I can't really say much for you, so I'll give you C. You're not bad. Alright, Tales of Zilla, off we go. Alright, I'm only going to touch on the Tales of Zilla 2 characters because that's where you'll also know more on them or not. Jude. Jude. Our goody two shoes. You are, man. You actually do have nice I would say in Tales of Zilla 2, since Jude isn't the main character and whatnot, and besides main character, I would say that you're pretty overpowering because you do have a nice, good special ability, and I would say an AI can actually possibly use that ability too, because the only thing you need to do is just sidestep and just get behind the enemy, and you have a nice, good link ability restore, which can get you back up, back on your feet when the player gets knocked down, and you can sometimes revive people too if they're dead, which is also good too as well when you equip that ability. So you're actually not bad and pretty good. So I'll give you A. Mila, you are quick on your magic. You really are quick on your magic and whatnot. You really are. Instead of just having to cast them too as well. But you're okay. I'll give you C. Alvin, you are definitely have one of the best link abilities, man. You have one of the best link abilities. Even though you did put us through hell and back in the past. You really did. And you were on thin ice, mister. Thin ice. You were on thin ice, mister. But your link abilities and your arts, they were good. And link arts as well, especially link with Jude. You were still useful in battle through and through. So for that I'll give you an A. Elise, you have a really good link ability as well, and you have great character. You get an S tier. And you really have came a long way too as well, little lady. Congrats to you. Rowan, I would say that the only way we can actually make great use for you, man, is unless the player themselves is controlling you. You as an AI, you're just useful to just attack far off and whatnot, but that's just it. And you don't really have a good link ability. You have great character though. You really do. So I'll give you C. Not bad. Leia, you're okay, especially with your item stealing and whatnot. And if you actually were on harder mode and whatnot when you're battling the final battle with Muse and Gaius, you were pretty useful at that because you can actually steal Muse's healing items and whatnot that she tries to do. So you actually do steal. But I would say you are definitely better than Natalia, though. I'll give you that. So I'll give you C as well. Gaius, as much as we were happy to have you, man, and I mean happy to have you, but you are just not that great. You, especially for your TP, especially for your TP and whatnot, it's too expensive. Not that great. You're cool though, so I'll give you C as well. And where am I? Muse, however, you are a much useful magic user. I'll give you A. Although I didn't like how crazy you went on Zilla 1 though, but in Zilla 2 though, when you reformed and whatnot, you were playable. You actually did have a nice link ability. And I did like how you can use Distortion Blade, link art, and oddly, a Sword Rain Alpha link art as well. But why Leia though, honestly? Even though she uses a staff, but she doesn't use a sword, but however though, you're actually pretty useful. And you actually can cast much more stronger magic than Mila. Well, especially using AI, you actually are a better magic caster as an AI. Ivor, you are annoying. Go away. You may have changed a little bit and whatnot, but I still don't like you. Go away. Wingo, you are alright. You are alright. Wingo is okay. He's not bad for a villain. Where am I at? Bressa and Agria. I don't like those two. Those two conniving people can go away. Jao, I feel bad for you, man. Especially when you just had to be the first to die and whatnot. And I don't know you guys that much, really. I don't know you guys that much because that's the first time I met you, so I don't know you guys that much. Just, I think that's Giselle. I'm not sure. Luger, you are arguably OP, man. S tier for you, man. You're an OP guy. Like, you can use three weapons. That Chromatus is off the charts, man. You are just amazingly OP. And first silent protagonist, too, as well. Julius, you actually did try to help us out. You really did. Even though you did rig our test, but you did all this because you care about your brother and whatnot. So, you get an A because you did try. And L, I at first impression I didn't like you at first because you did throw Luger under the bus when we first met you. We're like, what? What the hell did you say to him? You think I'm some sort of pedophile or something? Lady, the heck you doing, girl? But then after the game progresses and whatnot, you were okay. And you were fair too as well. And also, you were kind of used to the fractured Mila, not with the new Mila. So, you were fair and you're not bad. So, I'll give you B. Kronos. I actually one time. Oh, yeah, Bordeaux, you gotta go away. I don't like you. Putting us in debt like this, even though putting us in debt like this and rigging us. Beasley, you almost want. I almost want to say you were a douche, but I did get your motives and whatnot as well. What you were trying to do, like you were trying to save Olympias, even though you're gonna turn all spirits into slaves. So I'll give you B. I'll give you C. And Kronos, Oh yeah, and Victor too, but I don't really know you too much. You're just a fractured version of Luger and a final way marker. And Kronos, I really liked how I made a joke out of you. Like Kronos, and there's another one that's named Kronos as well. Here, I think yeah. Here's what I did. Yeah, there. I think yeah, there he is. That's, yeah, I really made a joke out of this. His name is Kronos, and his name is Kronos, and they are both the master of all time. I totally made a joke out of this one though. Oh yeah, how long have I been at this? Dag, an hour. But yeah, I totally like how I made a joke out of this. Maybe if almost anybody can make a meme out of this too. But yeah, Kronos is actually pretty cool. And the name. So I'll give you B. Oh boy, Zesteria. Oh man. I did not like Zesteria, really. I don't like it. But however, oh man. What am I going to do with you guys? I didn't like the system went and whatnot. I didn't like the equipment system and whatnot. Oh man, Zesteria, what am I going to do with you? Guys, like really, what am I going to do with you? I know what I'm going to do with you, and I definitely did like you. So you're an S tier for me. At least you're the type of character that can cut this S, cut the crap, and man up. I'll give you that. And Alicia, I really felt bad for you, especially how dirty they did you. So I'll give you A because I really felt that you could have been a main heroine. So Ray, you're not bad. You really are. So I'll give you C. Mikleo, as much as I thought of you as a crybaby bastard, but your all Mattis is busted and whatnot, and nice far range, so I'll give you C as well. Lila, you're okay, but not my most favorite. So I'll give you D. Dazzle, you're Rose. Yeah, you go away, and you go away too, you little S talker. I don't like you. Dazzle, you were my badass, man. You were my badass, and I was like, oh man, isn't there any badasses around here? At least someone do some badass moments. And you actually did succeed on your motive too. So I'll give you A. You actually did succeed. Even though you ultimately died, you did succeed. You did succeed. You did try to. No, wait. I don't think. No. No, you didn't. You still failed because that Simone, she still won. She tried. He tried, but you did had effort. I did love your effort, but in the end, you still killed yourself, and I definitely did like your character. So yeah, you didn't. You may have failed, but at least you tried.
There are still
Oh,
times
what
when I
the?
don't have money for food.
Moltran, I don't like you. Get out of here. Sir? Sergey. Yeah. Your name's Sergey. Yeah, Sergey, you're actually pretty cool. I kind of wish you were playable. Especially how you did help us out and whatnot. You were quite the ally to us in teaching us Lion how you were pretty cool, Sergey. You are creepy. I don't like you. And you get out of here too. Alright. Tales of Berseria. Velvet, I would say history in the making of my Tales game. You are actually the first character that I do not actually use the main character for this time. And I don't actually go to you unless I really have to or use you and whatnot. But you have been through a lot of heck though. So I'll give you C. Laffy said, you're okay too as well. Even though you're not the real one. Eisen, my man. Get up here, man. You my man. Used you all day. And yeah, I definitely used you all day, man. Throughout my playthrough on Vesperia when I first played it, you were definitely my main go-to. All right, Rokero, you're actually not bad too. You were a little complicated to control though, even though your main special ability is shield and counter. But you were still complicated to control though. Mahilu, we got a rule around here, man. You you snitched on us. And the player knew about that. And that ain't cool, bruh, lady. You snitched on us. You were in and out on us. I'm like, either join us or F off. So I'm afraid you're on a go away list. And how dare you have the Archie costume? You are not Archie, and you never will be. How dare you have the Archie costume? You do not deserve to have that costume, ever. And Archie is nowhere near like you. Eleanor, I do use you. I do use you when I have to, you know. And I use you back and forth, so I'll give you B. Even though you were our slave. Even though you were a slave and whatnot, you are also another character I would use. Artorias. The reason why I'll give you a D because you did really play Velvet. You really played her. But I will admit I did like one of your quotes. Never let your guard down, even when victorious. I will give you that. But both you and Inominat, you both played Velvet for like complete saps. You really played her. All right, Oscar and Thressa. Well, Shigure. I definitely like his cheeky demeanor and whatnot, especially how cocky he acts with Rokero and whatnot. I actually liked you as a bad guy. I definitely did. You were cool. All right, nah, Oscar. I can't really say too much about you, and it's insane that early on you already got injured by Velvet. I can't really say too much about you, Oscar. So I'll give you C, and you. I guess I'll give you C as well. I definitely do not like you at all. Come on, you were pretty innocent. You really were. I wish I could see more of you, but I'll give you B because you were pretty innocent, Komoana. Because you have been through a lot. Alright, and lastly, Tales of Arise. Alphen, I liked how you are a character that cannot feel pain at all. But once you've lost that mask and you can feel pain, and you're still able to wield that blazing sword, you don't really have too much complaints about it, and I don't get it. I really don't get it how you don't really have no issues about it still, despite that. Because that blade does give you like a second or third degree burn. But when you don't feel pain, I get it. I understand. But now that you can feel pain, it kind of ruined it for me. I almost wanted to give you a A or S, but unfortunately, after what happened and whatnot, I'll give you B. Shion, I didn't really like you much. You were kind of a real B. You really were. But you did bounce back, and you really did bounce back, though, but you didn't bounce back early enough, and especially how you have thorns on you and whatnot. And I kind of wish you kind of had that rough skin ability, so I'll give you C. Rinwell, you kind of annoyed me with this whole, you Dennis did this, you Dennis did that, you Dennis did this. Oh my god, lady, I think we get it. Lady, I think we get it. So you do get a C as well. Law. Mob. Law. I definitely did like having you on the field, Law. You're definitely A tier for me. Kisara, I like you too. Especially you kind of do. I liked how you shut down um, Shion's complaints about saying, I hate camping out. I hate camping out. I hate camping out. But once you joined us, you kind of stopped those complaints. And thank God for that. And for you to use a big L shield, that's actually pretty darn cool. So for that, you get an A. And Dohalim, you're actually not bad too. You're pretty cool. And I especially like your mannerisms as well too, as well. With the whole indeed stuff. And Volron, you're okay. You are a worthy opponent. So I'll give you B as well. And that is finally all my. That is finally my tier list of Tales of Symphonia. No, not Tales of Symphonia. That is my tier list of Symphonia of my Tales series character list. That is my tier list. Now, finally, we go on to the next one. The game systems. And we're gonna go with the ones that I've had and played. Sega Genesis. You are my very first game system. Well, not my. It was ours, and it's the game system that we all played when we were with the family and whatnot. And we definitely did grew up with you a lot as well. We really did grew up with you, and we really went through a lot, haven't we? So you get an S tier, because you're my first, definitely. And now, next up is the Wii, I guess. Wii, you are not bad. You are alright. I'll give you B. Actually, have fun with you. And 3D and 3DS, you are alright as well. You get a B when I owned you and whatnot. I never had a Wii U though, unfortunately. Switch, get up here. You're definitely S tier. Get your butt up here. I never really owned a regular Nintendo, so I can't really say much. Game Boy, however, you are my first handheld game system that I had. You were the first ever. And you were pretty good, too. The only issue was with the whole battery hassle. N64, we have been through a lot as well. Cause I had you since Christmas when I first had you. So you definitely get to be there as well. Super Nintendo, you were pretty cool as well. Game Boy Color, I would say I like that one better because with the whole colors and whatnot too. I definitely like that. Game Boy Advance, we have definitely been through a lot together, especially when I had the emulator too when I was a kid, and I was able to play a lot of Game Boy Advance games, and I definitely loved you. And I enjoyed you too, especially with the gaming graphics and the gaming music and whatnot. I loved it. Nintendo GameCube, I definitely had a lot of fun with you as well. Nintendo DS, you are actually pretty good. I would actually prefer you over 3DS. PlayStation, a game that my older brothers had and whatnot, and you were really great and amazing. For a classical one, you get an A. PlayStation 2, I definitely had a lot of fun with, especially getting a lot of PlayStation 2 games with my GameFly and whatnot. I totally enjoyed you, so you get to be there. PlayStation Portable, uh, I'll give it a eh. Same thing goes for Vita. You're both eh. And PlayStation 3, you were very strict. I did have my eh moments with you. PlayStation 4, however, you are actually less strict. Because PlayStation 3 was very strict with how can you stream your games and whatnot too. There were a lot of strict rules with it. But PlayStation 4, they were more chill. I like how very chill you were. Game Gear. You really did try your best, Game Gear. You really, 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 really did. But unfortunately, the only reason why you did ended up in failure is because how the battery life and whatnot only lasts for like a couple hours and that's it. And you need like four batteries, which is pretty bad. So the games were nice, but the system itself is bad. I would say that you will only want to play Game Gear on emulator so you don't have to go through that hassle. But unfortunately, though, I'll have to give you a D because you did fail. Xbox. I'm not really an Xbox person, really, because even though my brother had it and whatnot, but unfortunately for me, I'm not a complete Xbox person. So I can't really say too much. I'm more a PlayStation Nintendo dude, as you can see. But other than that, this should do it. It's quick. I don't have a PS5, unfortunately. Maybe if I see a game that piques my interest, then I may see about getting a PS5 one day. And now, last but not least, the Super Smash Bros. Characters. Okay, Mario, you've been my ace since the very first Super Smash, like the very beginning Smashes and whatnot. But after I see more choices and whatnot too, but I will still go to you and whatnot. So I'll say on occasion because you were my first. I'm not keep in mind. I probably won't get all the characters really, so let's keep that in mind. Luigi, you'll be my rare pick because you're actually pretty good. Captain Falcon, you're definitely overratedly good and whatnot, and people go to you, so I'll have you on random only. Bowser, I'll have you on occasion, just to just to mess around and whatnot. And Donkey Kong, I'll have you random as well, because you're not bad. Falco, you're on occasion. And Ganon, I'll have you as random. Game and Watch, on occasion. Link, you're at my sub main. I would definitely go to you for that. And Chrome, not bad. Oh yeah, I forgot about Roy. You're on occasion for me that I will go to. Wario, I will have you random, even though I do like using you and whatnot, Mario Party and whatnot. But I'll have you on random only because I don't mind having you. Pokemon Trainer, I actually like using you because I actually did miss using you. Wolf, I liked having you on Smash Brawl, especially if you're charging Smash. I pissed off a lot of my opponents, but unfortunately now you got buffed down pretty bad. Oh yeah, Sonic, you're on my main. You're on my main. You're on my main. Snake, you're on occasion for me. I don't mind you to have you. I don't mind having you. Where's Hero? Yeah, Hero, you're on my main. You're on my main. Uh, you're pretty good, even though I like having you, Sephiroth. And Sora, as much as I wish I could have you with more and whatnot, but you're actually still pretty good. So you're my sub main. Cloud. Alright, you know what, Mario? I'll have you on sub main because, like I said, you've been my ace since the beginning. So I have you. You're my rare pick. Let's see, who else? Terry, you're definitely on my rare pick. Pikachu, I don't mind having you. Whenever if I have you on random, then I wouldn't mind having you. So do you, Mega Man. K. Rule, I will go to you on occasion as well because you're actually pretty fun to use. And almost keep in mind, I'm not gonna get everybody because there's too many characters to use from and whatnot. So let's keep that in mind. I like using Dark Pit more, so you're on my rare pick. Rob, you're on my rare pick. I definitely do like using lots of characters and whatnot. Oh yeah, Piranha Plant. You're on my occasion list because you're actually pretty fun to use. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, Isabel. Almost forgot about you. You're on my rare pick list. I like using Isabel more than Villager. I guess Wolf, you'll be my rare pick. Why not? Mm, I think that's about it. Alright, well, that's enough for tier lists for today. Well, that's enough for today. We did quite some. We did had a long tier list for freaking Tales of characters and whatnot. Because we were there for quite a while, but at least the last two were actually pretty short, though. But other than that, we can definitely do some more Kingdom Hearts 2 streaming later on in the evening, somewhere around later evening. So I'll see y'all's later for now. We'll be back after these messages. Peace out.